Hello everybody, Video King here, and welcome to a very different video of what I've done in the past. I'm going to be doing my first ever ranking video. Yeah, I know, a ranking video in 2021. How the times have changed. Now, I was planning on doing this video a while back, but oh wait, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is going to be a ranking of every single boss in the Roblox Metaverse Champions event that I have recorded and documented for all of your viewing pleasures. Now, as I was saying earlier, I was planning on doing this video a while ago, a week ago actually, but I was holding out hope that there would be a final boss in the hub. But I was very disappointed! The prizes were good though, I'm just saying. But yeah. So I have counted a total of 50 bosses in the event. So can't be too mad, you know? So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get on with the first boss. I'm sorry. Oh, right, I forgot. It's been a while. Okay. The Armored Zombie. So, this really isn't the first boss I've faced. It's the main hub beacon. But at the time of doing this event, this game, like, I'm going in order of the games that were there, like, the order of the games that were the first time I played them and made the video, and the order is different now, but you know, I'm still counting this as technically the first boss of the event, and it's kind of already. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. Well, I'll start off in meh, mostly because, well, if you recall from my video, me and Dark collaborated and to do that video, and he hated that boss. He hated it because of the controls, and I 100% agree with him. The fact that you only have like what 10, 20 rounds per gun is like, or wait, no, 50 rounds I think. I don't know. It's like a rapid fire gun that you can only shoot like 30 times, and you have to reload like every 5 seconds, and it was infuriating. And also, there were just like a buttload of zombies. Like, first of all, the boss doesn't even attack you. He just sits there and having like chest pains or whatever. Like he's like leaning back and forth, back and forth. And the gimmick of this is to shoot him in the head to make him all red and stuff. And when he's fully red, that's when you can damage him. And then once you deal 1,500 damage, then he goes down. And he's in mad because he doesn't attack you. And well, okay, I didn't hate it like Dark. Like, I just thought it was fun, although a little bit boring because of the music and stuff. But the fact that there's like a crap ton of zombies like surrounding you. Actually, now thinking about it, yeah, that's just like, it's not really that good, you know? Because I prefer if the boss attacked you, not just freaking a crap ton of zombies just hoarding you. And as you saw, they overwhelm you, and I died in that video. And yeah, actually, yeah, I think meh is a perfect thing. It's not good. It's not really bad either. It's still a challenge, but it's just meh. All right, next boss, the Hunter. So the reason why the Hunter counts as a boss, because, well, in the game, I forget what it's called, but the Hunter is basically, it's one of those games where it's like a group of survivors are trying to survive against a certain one terrifying, powerful force, you know? Like, how I would describe a boss is it's a enemy that is more powerful than the player that you use the skills in the game to defeat. And this kind of applies to any sort of multiplayer, one hunter must kill 4 or 5 people, like Captive. Like, if Captive was part of the event, I would have counted that as a boss. Because there's one beast, and you use the skills of the game to defeat or escape the beast, basically. And this game's kind of like that. You hide from the hunter, and like until like 30 seconds are left, you can finally fight back, which you can fight back, so this definitely counts as a boss. And what I like about these bosses is that you can technically play as the boss. You know? One player. The difficulty kind of, it depends, basically. Oh, I forgot, yeah, difficulty. Our Armored Zombie is mad difficulty too, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. The difficulty kind of depends. Like, it's either like you get like a really skilled player that knows what he's doing and kills everyone, or you get a trash player that's like AFK or just doesn't know what the heck he's doing. And I kind of got the middle of the road during my fight with him, quote unquote fight. Although I did get lucky with hiding in the dumpsters, you know. And then of course we didn't kill him at the end, but you know, the crate is also the boss only counts if the crate is to defeat them in some way. You know, like for this game, it was just went around as a survivor. And so, yeah, that definitely counts as a boss. In the eyes of the event, as I'm going to call it. Because in the event, you like go in, beat around, and done. Also, you only have to do like, I'm discount them as a boss if you do more than 2 rounds. Like a werewolf or other. Or like the 2 werewolf games. Like, I didn't count those as bosses because, for one, you didn't have to beat the enemy to get the badge. And you could even play as the enemy to do things. So, like, it's just way too disconnected to be like a boss, you know? Which is why I didn't count the trader or bacon, because there's too many factors that, in the eyes of the event, they're kind of on the same team, you know? So, that's my weird reasoning. Anyways, so yeah, back to the hunter. I'm going to put you in good. I'm going to put you in good, because you can play as the boss. You can basically fight back, actually. So that gets the points. It's going to cut off. But oh, wait, no, never mind. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to put you in good. Because even though difficulty scales, it's kind of a cool concept, basically. Now, the main hub beacon. This is one of the bosses I faced off in the live stream I did like a month ago. That was pretty crap for first live stream. Automatically, great. It's a great boss. It's just the fact that AJ is freaking lied to you to actually activate the beacon. It has a story to it, you know, in the event, and also it uses the skills of the actual game to beat the boss. It has good music. It has like good tension because it gives you black and white, and the music, you know, it's a mixture of tension and stuff. Everything freezes around you. AJ freaking tells you he lied to you, and you have to destroy the beacon. And it got a little bit annoying when it kept knocking you down, but it's not really too annoying. It can't really kill you unless it goes into the water while you're being an idiot, like I was when I was recording it. So he said, "Why did I walk to the left?" Anyways, freaking. So it has if you're in the line of sight for too long, it zaps you, and it also sends shockwaves. It's really great just because of presentation and also challenge, you know, because it is pretty challenging. The controls aren't really too slippery. Like, the grabbing is a little bit off on small objects, but other than that, that's a great boss. It's not perfect because, well, you can't die, and it actually is pretty easy. And so yeah, that's keeping from being perfect. Alright, the next boss. The Meta Knight boss. How Labs like to know your location. Yeah, anyways, this is like a tower defense simulator game, and I'll admit, it was pretty boring. I did get Cool to help me. Good eye on that guy, the guy that commented. Good eye on you for spotting Cool, for helping me with toy defense and cube defense. But the reason why I say it's boring is because he doesn't really have any special attacks. He has no music. He arrives in a big thunderstorm, and that's just it. He has this big freaking hammer, or the giant freaking hammer, and doesn't do anything with it. He just walks forward, and pretty dang easy. The map is also not really fleshed out, you know. It's just a tower defense boss that does its job. And for that, I'm putting it in meh, because I don't have any strong feelings towards it. It's not really that challenging, and, you know, it's just meh. It's just meh. I'm going to go ahead and shrink these down just a little bit more, because, well, we're going to be putting a lot of things in meh, I'm guessing. I don't know. So, yeah, meh. Alright, I'm going to go through this a little bit faster, because we're doing, okay. The Killer. I know it's a clown, but I took this from the thumbnail because I didn't want Slenderman. I faced off Slenderman against my fight, but it's another, like, it's just like the Hunter, but you don't fight back, and but there's like multiple maps you can do, of course, and oh, that's also a thing why I like these kind of bosses. It's different each time, you know. Oh, and the reason why you count as a boss because you have to get the key and they have to beat the boss. Because I don't think no, you can't get the key as the killer. At least I don't think you can. I don't know. So it's kind of like the hunter, but you can't really fight back. And actually, it's a lot more tense because of the music. And that guy said, like the comment said that you just hide a locker for the entire round. That's oh, excuse me, that's a dumb man burp. That's not how you play the game, dude. You have to go around collecting objects and actually, interacting with the thing. Actually, no, that guy has a good point, but yeah, I'm gonna put it in an okay just for because that guy actually has a good point. Never mind, I screw what I said. So yeah. Also, you can't really fight back, but it's nice how you actually get to face off against the hash slinging slasher. And yes, I'm saying right now, Around the Clock will have its own series, but it'll be in the future. I did face against Slenderman. There's the clown, and I think when I first got the crate, I don't remember what killer I had. What killer did I have? Did I have the hash slinging slasher? Or no, it's just called the slinging slasher in this thing because gotta avoid copyright. But anyway, so yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, and there's also another fight that is varies in difficulty, but it's fine. Now for the Cyber Lord. This guy has a pretty good story. Like already, it's like 2 steps up from the Meta Knight boss because it has a story and it was freaking dang challenging when I first got the thing. Like Cool, he likes Tower Defense Simulator, and not Tower Defense Simulator. Of course, he likes Tower Defense. In fact, I think Tower Defense Simulator is one of his favorite games actually. But Toy Defense. It's actually very different from a Tower Defense Simulator. Instead of just placing down multiples of different towers, you have like 9 different towers you have to move throughout the map, and that's a cool concept. So, interesting concept. It has a story, and it's challenging, but the difficulty varies because with Cool it was pretty easy, and I know I got a little bit sloppy when trying to record it, so I'll put it in good. Doesn't have music, but it's fine. The music in the map is fine anyways. I also counted the entire thing because, well, actually, the entire thing, you actually face off against multiple times. That's also a reason for it to being good. So, yeah, because you face off against him multiple times. He is in good. Can this thing line up, please? Okay. I'm in PowerPoint all over again. Alright, next boss. The Ghost. This needs explaining, because I bet a lot of you are really confused as to why this is a boss. The reason why this is a boss is because this game is from a Phasmophobia copy, basically. And when you go around like a group of a team of group, I don't know what I'm saying, a group of people going around, you have to do 3 generators, then find a code, put in the code to get the case. So you're using the skills of the game to defeat the enemy. It is like one powerful enemy that you can't defeat normally, And since technically, if you put it side by side, it's kind of like, it's just like a different kind of version of like those group of people against a single enemy, So basically, because it was too similar, and because it was one enemy that you have to use the skills of the game to defeat, or quote unquote defeat, it's I count it as a boss. But luckily, none of you really argued as to why it wasn't a boss. But yeah, that's my reason for why it being a boss. It's similar to like the hunter and the clown. It's one enemy chasing around a group of people or just one person. And I played this on medium, if you didn't see, and because easy. I remember when I first faced it in the area in the bedroom. There was a jump scare where he was just standing there, like he breathed for a second and then got. I was hoping that would happen in the video, but it didn't. But luckily, I did get footage of him like chasing me around the stairs, though, because I didn't want to do it on hard because I was worried that it would be, freaking too difficult. Because this is also another one where difficulty varies, but I'm putting it in okay because, well, with a group of people and on the easy difficulty, you don't even see it at all. But if it's on like hard or like, if you're actually trying to actually fight it, then it's actually pretty good. And it's very scary, too. Like, I activated scary mode for this. So, yeah, it's okay. Evil Fae, bad. I'm just saying right now, bad. It's from a simulator game, so automatically that's stocked points. And it's just you going up and clicking like 1,000 times while she tries to grind her groin in your face, like, all the time. There's no music, there's no interesting stuff. It's just, ooh, evil clone of a simulator game. You have to defeat them after killing like a billion jillion enemies. Not really. It's like 20 enemies probably. Oh yeah, that's good. See, it's bad because it's not even that challenging either. Like you have to basically play the game normally up to that point anyway. And if it took me like what 10, 15 minutes to get the crate on my first thing. So yeah, it's not challenging. It's not interesting. It's not creative. It's not trash because well, I mean it can kill you. It actually does put up a fight, and it does have a good concept of being an evil twin of Fae. And but yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. The corrupted monsters. Okay, this counts as a boss because music, arena. I forgot to mention that arena. I have got to drink. My throat is going parched. Chapstick. Why did you fall? Drinking ASMR. Throat's still dry. And it's several powerful enemies. You know, you have to. I don't think in the. I've never really played like most of the games. I never played God Tycoon, so I don't know if you like use the sword or the spell book. Like I forgot to use the spell book. I was gonna use the spell book in the video, but I completely forgot. I just used the sword. But yeah, although I like the idea though, the corrupted monster. Like there's a lot of corruption from week 1 for Faye with the Cyber Lord, but I'll put it in okay because they do put up a fight, but it's not really that challenging if you actually know what you're doing. I'm going to go ahead and shrink that, because it's going to be... I'm going to shrink the killer, too. Let me just... Okay. So, yeah, that's my reasoning for why it's okay. It's, I don't know if I move that bar, but it's fine. Oh, wait, hold up. There we go. Okay, alright. So, yeah. Kitty, okay, this is automatically perfect, and this is perfect. This is a perfect boss fight. I loved the Granny clones. Emphasis on love. I don't really play them anymore because I got tired of them. But I really love, first of all, the story. Dear God, they went all out on the cutscene, except for the final cutscene. They completely forgot to remove the game music, but that's fine. That's only like one thing. But the puzzles were intricate and they were really good. But of course, like that's just like my bias against. Sorry, I was moving my computer here. I'm gonna get a little bit comfy here. Story. I love the intro cutscene. It was funny, or not funny, but I also like how they really gave the Fae a sadistic personality. You know, like play my games or else you will get bonked in the head. I love it when they actually give personalities to the champions. Like, they're actually trying to make them into characters. So, yeah, in my headcanon, basically, oh, wait, I should actually extend this, because there's not going to be very many perfect things. Okay, so, yeah. And, this also actually does fall into the category of going up, like, it's like, just like, you know, the hunter and the ghost, and it's a group of people working against one enemy that's powerful and can kill them and stuff like that, you know. It's like one of those game modes, you know, just with different theme or whatever, you know. I also love the theme, like the technology theme. I really like the different characters that were there, the TV head guy, the minigame with the piano. They put a lot of effort into it. And especially the end credits scene. That was, I like how they even put their own credits. And, so yeah, it's just perfect in every way. The only thing I can think of that really is a problem is that if you don't really know what to do, it's like a really big map, and it's kind of like the Hello Neighbor situation, where it's like really big map, you don't really know what to do for the puzzles, but once you know what to do, it's kind of fun. Also, the music is weirdly good. Although, when I first saw a video on how to do it, some guy put the Thanos, but like the freaking Thanos beatbox meme in the background, so I thought that was the freaking music for everything. But no, the music used is fine too. But yeah, Kitty is perfect. The Cavern. The reason why this is a boss is because you know that red text there, like, or the white text if you actually play the game. It's never revealed who you're talking to. The pink text is obviously Sparks. Because, I mean, come on. Pink, Sparks, come on. Pink is Sparks' color. So, and it's not really revealed who is really fighting against you. It's always someone is fighting against you. So, my interpretation is this is the cavern itself that's talking to you. And also, it makes sense because the lava's rising. And there's music, the freaking epic music, and the fact that the entire game is like an obby, so it's using the skills of the game to defeat some sort of enemy. The pieces are there. It's just there's just seemingly no person, but it's the cavern. The cavern is alive and talking to you, which is kind of strange, but that's my interpretation. Developer, if you're watching this, feel free to correct me, but I still think this is the boss though. And okay, I'm putting it in great, but not perfect because it's very. You have to be like an idiot in order to actually fall into the lava and die, which of course I didn't. So yeah, it's easy, but it's got the freaking cinematics. That's basically half of boss fights are just cinematics. You know, if it's cinematics, it's gonna be higher. But if it doesn't, then yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the giant stone, which I thought was the rock. Trash. Automatically trash. 100% trash. The reason why I counted this as a boss is because in the game, I think it was called Muscle Simulator. I don't know. You have to. There are these crates, which are basically like the enemies. Like I thought I did this like I guess at the same time as freaking Katana Simulator. I think it was called. What's it called? No, Melee Simulator. That's where Evil Faye is from. It's kind of like that situation where like the enemies are like they just barely attack you, just let you slash at them and stuff. That's the same way for the boxes. So I thought the boxes were like they have health bars too. Like there's a health bar, you know. Health bars also differentiate from bosses, you know. So I think in the context of the game, with it just being like a lot more HP of a box, and the box enemies in Muscle Simulator, it technically counts as a boss in the context of the game itself. So that's why I count it as a boss. And also just for a joke, basically. It's kind of a joke boss, I decided. But it's trash because it takes too dang long to play the game. Unlike Melee Simulator, it takes a painfully long time to actually grind up enough muscle to do the thing, you know? Oops, that's freaking, whew, okay. Sorry that I accidentally pressed a button. Anyways, so yeah. And also, I bet a lot of you skipped that part of the video, basically. I basically felt everyone tapping their phones, like, scrolling there. It's like the walkthrough of Henry Stickmin there. For, like, oh, excuse me, that, boss fight. So, or quote-unquote boss fight. So, yeah, it's trash. 100% trash. Grandma, okay. This is basically the epitome of play the game normally to get the crate. And since it's in order to get the crate normally... Shut up, Dark. I'm recording a video. Okay, sorry about that. Dark interrupted me. Anyways, freaking... So yeah, Grandma is... It's a chase down a lot of roads. It's an obstacle course. The music's good. It's tense. I'll give it that. Grandma was on my tail the whole time. The fact that you came out of her butthole was kind of off-putting, but, yeah. I'm gonna put it in okay, mainly because, well, they put in effort for that final chase for, like, the actual game, but it's docked points because it's just play the game normally, and that's why it counts as a boss for the event. And, yeah, okay. Alright, next one. Buff Elopey. This is the first optional boss of the game, or the event. You don't have to, like, it's from, Creatures of Etheria, I think it's called. And, freaking, the actual task is to, fly around for these 4 egg artifacts, which took me a long time to do, because I kept getting a bad dragon, and I kept getting hungry and stuff like that. And, it's like McCluckles. It's like McCluckles. You know, it's like an optional thing after... Okay, sorry, Dark. If you're watching this, sorry. I know you're. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Dark's texting me. Okay. Anyways. Okay. All right. Okay. Back to what I was saying. It's like McCluckles. It's like you do the task and you get the crate, but you can fight a boss afterwards. It is part of the fight. Sparks tells you there's one last thing you have to do, and it's enemy gauntlet with an enemy at the end. And I counted the entire gauntlet thing because So yeah. There's no music, and it's kind of easy because there's unlike McCluckles. There's actually an incentive, and it's actually a lot easier than McCluckles. I'm so glad there's no boss like McCluckles. McCluckles was freaking nightmare of a boss. That's why I was at the end of the video, because it was literally impossible. So it gets points up because being like McCluckles, but not really like McCluckles, because it has a prize in game, and So you know what? Even though it doesn't really have any music, and also because basically for my thing, I basically did tickle damage to it. I'll say it was good. It's a good romp with your friends. Yes, bring friends. 100% bring friends with this boss if you have any. And this is where I would play with friends if I had any. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Also, freaking buff Elopey. It's freaking good creative. Ren Brightblade, the final boss of week 1 for me. This picture screenshot basically sums it all up. He dies in like 5 seconds. So in the context of the game, it's basically play the game normally up into level 20, and he's replaced a certain boss, and it's literally just like, if any of you have seen, like, in my cringy era, it's like Star Wars in a nutshell, or me and Dark is just like playing with lightsabers. It's like that, basically, just like clashing with lightsabers until one of us falls. And basically, if you watch my video, then you'll understand why. But it's not really garbage, because I mean, I was really close to dying there, and if you don't really use your powers, then you're gonna die. So you have to use the skills in order to actually beat him. But I'll go with meh, mainly because, well, he is painfully easy if you actually know what you're doing, and, well, freaking, there's no music, there's no build-up, it's just there. So, yeah, and that portrait basically sums it up. So yeah, sorry, Ren. Your first and only boss fight in, like, of what, like, 5? I feel so bad for Ren, though. Like, he had the short end of the stick when it comes to bosses, basically. He had the worst boss lineup, easily. And his boss fight for his week isn't doing him any favors. Also, I just want to say right now, it is funny how, like, the rest of the champions, like AJ, Faye, and Sparks, their boss fights are all in AJ Striker's side of the thing. Ren's the only one where he's the boss in his own thing, which I think is funny. So, I guess he gets more points from that. That's why he's not bad. He's mad because, that context. And now we're moving on to week 2. Gerald. Just like Kitty, I count as a boss because, powerful enemy against a group of people, use the skills of the game, and actually does use the skills of the game because it's just beat one of the chapters. And I chose chapter 1 because I wanted there to be the least amount of context in order to do it. I know chapter 3 was recommended to be the easiest, but I chose chapter 1 because that's where the game starts, and I wanted there to be the least amount of needed context before you needed to freaking watch the video, so yeah. And the puzzles, basically, the difficulty kind of depends on the chapters. I haven't really played the other 2 chapters. The boss fight might be pretty difficult there, because the badge is just beating one of the 3 chapters at the time. I don't know if there's more yet. I haven't played the game since. But I really love his chasing, like da 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 da. And the way he moves, and he's really creepy. I'm just saying, he's really creepy, and the puzzles are pretty good actually. So for chapter 1, so I'd say he's good. Developers did a good job for Gerald, because even though it's just play the game normally, the game normally is actually pretty good. It's got puzzles that are easy to figure out, and I'm scrunching them just in case, because, oh wait, never mind, it's fine. So yeah, Gerald did good. Good job, Gerald, for being the first boss of the week. Definitely better than Armored Zombie was. Alright, so Noob Simulator, aka the one with the most bosses, because it was just like boss fights the galore, you know? So, first up, Grass Elemental. I'm gonna go a little bit fast because there's not really too much to these guys. Grass Elemental is going in meh. Because there's glitches, obviously. Like, there wasn't glitches when I first, like, if you've seen the video, you know there's a heck of a lot of visual glitches when I made the video that were, like, I tried, like, 5 times to fight the water boss, and I could not get rid of those visual glitches. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, when I first fought those guys, the glitches didn't occur. Maybe it was because it already saw that I had the crate, and thus, like, based the visual glitches off. I don't know. It's weird. So yeah, it docks points because of the glitches, and the grass fight isn't actually that hard. It's just run away from him, then the vines only attack the center, and then just he shoots you a ton of times. You can do it with no damage easily if you're like extra careful. So yeah, it's just meh. Water elemental boss, mostly the same thing, but he was like super glitchy. Like, I don't know what the devs did, but I'm putting him in bad. I'm sorry, but freaking. And the music's for the water elemental fight and the grass elemental fight, they just don't fit. They don't fit at all. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, I guess the grass fight does fit, but I've heard more like boss themes other than just "Quiet in the Wind" or whatever, you know. Or that's the thing, but yeah, the visual glitches were the most egregious in this fight. If you watched my video, he glitched into the floor, which he did not do, and it just made the fight painfully easy. It's basically just also the way to go around is just running around in circles basically, because you can dodge the tridents that way, you can dodge the tsunamis that way. It's bad. It's bad from when I. It wasn't really that bad when I first fought him, but the fact that they left those glitches in like after the fact, because I only recorded that video like a day or so after I got the thing, so it was really weird, really weird. Also, you have to like grind up a lot to get to these bosses, so that docks points a lot. You have to grind. The fire elemental boss. Okay, this one, the music was good. The fight was underwhelming to say the least. So, like the fight is like, I think it's like the easiest of the. Originally, I thought it was the hardest, but no, he was the easiest actually. No, the grass is the easiest. Actually, the water elemental fight might actually be the hardest, but I'm getting off track. Okay, so he's bad because there's freaking fireballs everywhere. The fight, he barely ever uses fire, actually, I think. Because he just swings his hammer around. That's basically the same thing. You just jump the thing, and then, just, yeah, he's basically just like, I guess he's supposed to be the hardest, but like, it just, I don't know, it just felt off. The animation, also the animations were of the fire elemental bosses especially were kind of stiff and stuff, you know. I don't know, it felt really weird. I'm sorry, but yeah. AJ Striker, on the other hand, he is. I'm sorry, I had to use this photo. It's too perfect. First of all, the music, perfect. I'm pretty sure that's from Star Fox somewhere. I think Star Fox Assault. I think the one with the aperoids. I'm not entirely sure, but I love that boss theme they used, and also the cool concept. All the also the 3 elemental bosses, you couldn't really attack them until they started laughing at you. But for AJ, there was no time where he laughed at you. He was on the move all the time, and it didn't show this in the video because I beat him too quickly. But when I first beat him, he turned invisible. I'm not sure if that was a glitch or not, but if that were part of the fight, then those guys did excellent with that actually. And the fact that there was no glitches, so he's good. He's a good boss. Actually, no, great. He's a great boss. Uses the skills of the game effectively, and also he has a story too. Apparently, he was your high school bully, which is weird, but creative liberties. And the fact that you're trying to get your revenge on him like years later is kind of cool. And also, yeah, he's a good boss. He's great. He's great. Not perfect, because, well, I mean, the fight was pretty easy, but when I bought him for the thing, but, you know. So, yeah. Plasma boss, trash, trash. There's nothing to this boss. It's just freaking simulator. Just click on him like 1,000 freaking times till he goes down, and that's it. There's nothing to this fight. Next, if I can align it. Okay, next. The Clam and the Shark. The reason why this counts as a boss is because it's inevitable to defeat the... When I first got the grade, I didn't encounter the Shark at all because I got lucky. But like, it took me like 5 to 6 tries to actually get a Shark that didn't just eat me whole as soon as I got to the Clam. And I was originally going to just count the Clam as a boss because Sparks really didn't have any other potential candidates for bosses that week. And the Clam was the closest thing to a boss I could find. So, and since I figured... Since it's almost inevitable to actually see, or basically, like, because you see the shark in the cutscene, you know? That's the game, you know? Also, just say it right now, I totally could have counted the shark as a boss in 2019 and 2020. So, basically, those videos are lies. They're not all bosses, because you could have counted the shark. And, the boss is just go into the Clam, defeat the Clam. It's on the wiki, to defeat the Clam, so that's why, yeah. Collect the chest, and escape the shark. And, basically, I think Shark Bite actually gets better as it goes on each event. For like 2019, it was worse, the worst one, because it's just break your boat and click the thing. For 2020, you had to click the key and then go to somewhere during the hub, and that was good. Okay, strike 3, I'm out. Okay. So, I'm gonna say it's... Well, I mean, I died a lot to get footage of the fight, so it's gonna be an okay. It's gonna be an okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine when you say it's okay. Alright, so. Borok. I'm sorry, hold on. I'm gonna look up your name. That one guy who keeps making thousands of comments on my videos. Love that guy. What's your name? Rina Chowdhury? Wait, hold on. Let me actually see if that's actually what your name is in the week 2 thing. I know you're watching this video, I think. Maybe. Okay, yeah. Your favorite bosses were Gerald, AJ, and Borok. I agree with Gerald and AJ, but Borok... I'm sorry, dude. Borok's going in bad. Let me explain. Before you dislike my content, Reina, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Let me just explain. The reason why Borok is bad is because he barely does anything, basically. Yes, there's an arena. Yes, there's boss music. Yes, he does actually do damage to you, but it's so inconsequential. You heal HP just as much as he attacks you. He's no different than the Plasma boss, basically. He can't really kill you unless you actively try. Even then, it's hard to, because you keep healing. So he's above the Plasma because he actually puts up a fight. But I'm sorry, but he's bad. I'm sorry. Demon King, Plasma boss all over again. Nope, trash, trash, trash. If you watch my video, you'll understand why. I'm not gonna dwell on him too much. They really, like, Ren, I'm sorry, buddy, but your bosses are just garbage. Well, not yourself, you're meh, but anyways. Okay, on to week 3, which had the least amount of bosses, but hey, at least they actually all had something in quality, I guess. First up, Sparks Kilowatt. It's another one simulator, and the music is dumb. It's one of those stock music, dun 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 dun. It gets irritating, and also the boss just walk forward robot attack player when getting up on its face. And also, the story was really weird in this one. They started to actually antagonize the freaking champions here, like actually making them a competition. Like for Faye, like they wrote AJ sucks in the freaking I can't remember the name of the thing. Break-In? Right, yeah. So yeah, they like Sparks is just straight up villain here, even though she was the winner. So she was it's playing arena, but hey, at least it actually puts up a challenge, you know, like I'm putting you in meh. At least you actually do something other than Borok. I'm never gonna let that go. Borok freaking okay, yeah. So okay, next up, Ladybug. This counts, even though it's like a normal enemy in the game, it counts because it's building up to like the Ladybug stole the crate, and you have to train a lot to build to like beat it, even though you can actually beat it by like halfway through the thing, you know. So yeah, it counts as a boss in the eyes of the event because like it's like beating up to this very like seemingly powerful enemy that you have to get your treasure back from. But in that case, it's meh. Mostly because, well, it's just you running around in circles while your ants just basically attack it for like what 5, 10 seconds. It's not really that great. It's like the enemies in Bee Swarm Simulator, except a lot less, you know, intimidating because it's a freaking ladybug. I like how they made it like a yellow ladybug though. That's instead of a red ladybug. That's gonna give some points above bad. And also, it's above bad because, well, uh, should I put it in bad? You know what? Bad. I'm sorry, I changed my mind. It's bad. It's basically just a normal enemy, and it's just so like it's kind of disappointing, you know. So yeah. Edgard, I really like this boss, even though it's like another play the game normally up to that point, you know, because Edgard is like a boss in the actual game itself. He just has the chest dangling above his head like a mistletoe, and I really like Edgard as a character. He's pretty funny. You sleep on the job. He's like, I got a dry throat. Hydrate or die. Anyways, I like the boss music. I basically like when I first played this game. I was like, the food doesn't stack, but no, the food stacks. So if you play this alone, it's not really that challenging. He's not really that challenging because he's the first boss of the actual game. But he actually has attacks. He actually can actually do damage. If you choose not to do it with healing items, then he could probably kill you. And if you're working with a group, then well, okay. I do like the music though, like, and freaking, he's funny. He's funny as he has character too. Does have a character. Out of all these bosses, he actually has the most character. I mean, besides Cyberlord and AJ and maybe Kitty. I'll put him in good. Not great, but he's pretty good. He does put up a challenge if you choose to challenge yourself. But he's pretty easy otherwise, but it's just fun. He's just fun to fight, you know? Okay. The Invisible Beast. I was originally going to put him in bad because this crate was painful to get. But because it was like, it's kind of luck. It's another one of things like the Hunter or the freaking Killer. It's another thing, like, the difficulty varies, but I like the concept of the game. Like, I completely forgot this, but it's kind of like Among Us where you have to do tasks, but it's just so inconsequential. It's basically kill the beast 3 times, and each time you can get a crate. So that's what I did for the all bosses thing, but I like how he's invisible. That's actually a good concept, and originally I thought it was like, oh, it's very terrible because you can't even see the dang thing. But if you know where he is, then he's pretty easy, and if you see his movements. So, well, I mean, it's not really easy, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So I'm gonna put you in okay. You got a concept. You have also the freaking map is from Hole.io. I know because me and my sister played it a lot back in the day. Back when I used to play a lot of mobile ads. I still do sometimes when I'm watching like boring videos. I go on and play like a simulator game or something on my phone. I don't know. So that map's from Hole.io. You can't deny that. And also, I like how you can have different skills, and you have like the guy had a bomb that you used to do it, and it was okay. So Kuel, perfect. I'm putting him in perfect. The music, best boss music in the event by far. The music, I would listen to that on a daily basis. It's so good, and also he's kind of, even though he looks cute, he's kind of intimidating. And it's very stressful because you have to play it by yourself, so the difficulty doesn't vary. Even though, like, I did watch this guy actually like play the game, and he freaking you only used sparks and camped them at the beginning of the thing. I when I played tower defense simulator games, I like to spread out my troops, but apparently that's the bad thing to do because I'm not really good at tower defense games. But when you're playing like me, then it's a pretty fun challenge. And it's just a combination of the music, the and also it's cinematic. It's cinematic. Sparks freaking what's it called? She talks to you and I don't know. It's just if it's a good experience. Like it's a good boss experience. Like it gets your blood pumping, and it's just good, man. Banana. Thought someone was gonna remember. Banana. So I was kind of an idiot when I was playing that thing. I didn't realize that the cake was a puzzle. I didn't even realize there were puzzles. I just played this through the school map. I didn't realize there were puzzles. And but when I found out there were puzzles, ooh boy, did it become more fun. And it's another one of those main. Shut up. It's like another big enemy, big powerful enemy, scary enemy chasing a group of people. It's another boss thing, and also he's kind of intimidating actually. And the fact that a couple times during my video, he freaking he's not in trash, but he just like he lunges at you with a thing. Like it's another thing with difficulty varies, but the game is pretty fun. It's very scary, even though it's a freaking banana. Eh. And the puzzles are actually fun to complete too. They're either easy and they take off time. And I'll put you in maybe. You know what? Great, because it's just he's intimidating. It I guess it got puzzle elements, so you're not really just doing nothing. It's and it's also like and also the fact that at the end he sees you and also I almost die because I slipped on banana peel right at the exit and it's freaking it's intense but yeah it was pretty good pretty great and also more bosses need to be in great. Bigfoot. This is the perfect thing there, like perfect Bigfoot video. So for this crate, the goal of also never mind. The goal was to deal 300 damage to him, but I basically did him normally because I don't know. So Bigfoot difficulty varies. Powerful enemy versus a group of people. You can use like different tools in the game, even though the mopeds are pretty terrible. And it's pretty intimidating too. Like I don't know. I'll put him in. No, not great. It's not like banana. I'll put him in good. He's good. Bigfoot's good. The game's fun. I'm kind of actually all objective points are out the window now. I'm just basing it off of my recent experiences fighting them for the video and when I first got the crate. And okay. Homer Piggyson. Sorry, Ren, this is not a good boss for you, dude. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's just Piggysons? When I first saw that, I was like, why would you mash up Piggy and The Simpsons together? And I chose chapter 1. Chapter 1 is, of course, what you have to do. You have to play as player, and, it's kind of weird. And also, the game is basically just another generic granny clone thing. I'm gonna put you in meh, mostly because, well, freaking, it's just, you're not really that special, It's not bad because, well, it's challenging. And you can also revive, but, even though I would probably knock points for it being easy, it's kind of actually a good thing. Like, more Piggy games should do that, for you can actually pay Robux to revive. I know it's kind of cheap, but, I mean, come on, do you want people to play a game or not? Okay. That's week 3 done. Now we're on to the best bosses of the game except for one, but, Week 4, best bosses by far, both in quantity and in quality. They were saving the best stuff for the final week, which is a good thing. End off with a bang, even though we didn't get any final boss. Burglar. First up, Echotron. Music's good. Design, actually, is pretty dang good, actually. I keep on forgetting that design is a thing. But, Jesus Christ, I thought I saw a ghost in my room. It's dark here. I turned off everything in my room so that way there's no sound. But I freaking saw a ghost just fly by my face. Anyways, so yeah, Egotron. I love how in some of the games they actually made it Easter themed because we got robbed of an egg hunt, and I do think that actually I think that Metaverse Champions events are better than egg hunts because I don't I think the prizes are actually pretty good though because like you can base the prize basically anything, just make more of them and in less games, I guess. I don't know. That's just my opinion, I guess, personal opinion. Back to Echotron. The game is it's kind of stressful, but in a good kind of stressful. And I love the game in general. I forget what it's called. Blocks Battle? Blocks Royale, right. Blocks Royale. Basically use Roblox characters to beat enemies. And if you know what you're doing, it's pretty fun and very challenging. The music made it like epic. His attacks are pretty good too. And the fact that just spazzes out when he gets hit. He's going in great. He's going in great. He's a great boss. He's got everything. He's intimidating. He has great build up too. Forgot to mention that he has great build up, and overall he's pretty great. Great first boss to the event, even though he was my first boss. So yeah, great first boss for the week one. Faye Yoshida. Okay. The tower defense map, like tower defense simulator, they did great for 2020. For 2021, they basically used a map and basically just used normal enemies. But Faye has no. Faye is definitely not Ducky Doom levels. Ducky Doom is way better than freaking Faye. But the fact that she dances her way over there, she's yet another antagonist who's causing the zombies to attack you, which is weird. But yeah, the fact that she freaking dances while she goes towards you is it's kind of funny. But I'm gonna put you in meh because the dancing is the only thing that puts you from making you bad. Because also, it's freaking almost impossible to like put like I had to make put like snipers and minigunners too, and it was pretty stressful because I don't remember what I did for the first time because I didn't put any minigunners down. I just put scouts everywhere, or did I put a minigunner? I don't remember what I did. But yeah, although it is it is pretty challenging. Nah, it's meh. So AJ is the best of the bosses, and all the others are just meh. All the other chambers meh, and AJ's up here and great. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because AJ's like the war one, He's in like a war, I think, a war veteran, what? A veteran, I think it said in the info book. I don't remember, but yeah. Of course, he had the best boss fight out of the four. Yeah. Sorry, guys, your champions battles weren't that great. Okay, the Monolith. Yeah, another mech cuckles kind of stand-in, basically. He is challenging, but it's kind of dependent on how much you grind or how much you have other people with you. But I use the carrot sword. I would plan to use the carrot sword like during like when I got the box, but I figured it was actually much easier to actually just have the magic wand and shoot him from afar. And I had like some person he's like he just like shred that HP off during the video. I'd say he's good. But the Monolith is good. He has effort put into him. More effort than the Dragon actually from last year because it's from Sword Quest 2, which it was in last year too. But they basically did more effort for Rai. I'm sorry, did I just say right? I was looking at Rai. Okay, sorry. Okay, back to Monolith here real quick. Monolith is good because yeah, he's challenging. He's got almost everything. Ratty, worst boss in the game, worst boss in the event, 100%. If it's a player, the map's way too small, and so he can easily catch you in a bear trap and basically just win. But it's the bot, he does nothing. I have no idea why the devs even were chosen to be in the because there were so many glitches. It got so glitchy to the point where I had to actually talk to people. And that guy who keeps saying why you keep going away? I tried to tell him that he was invisible. I didn't realize there was an invisible person there. But yeah, the hammer was glitchy. The ground apparently didn't have. Why would they? That's just a simple fix. I've made a Roblox game before that was kind of garbage, but I at least knew how to make things physically able to walk on. Come on, dude. And also the bot just. I'm just gonna not. Well, if you saw the video, you realize why this is trash. Ratty is the worst boss in the event. Worse than the Giant Stone. At least the Giant Stone had. At least these bosses were like good jokes. You were not a good joke. Just saying. You had all the potential, but you were just. You're trash, Ratty. You're trash. The Emerald Gem. I'm pretty sure this was meant to be like Ren's team, because I don't think. Because developers keep saying it was like. Everyone's like, my team's gonna win. I think it's like Ren, but I'm putting you in bad because the boss theme is. Well, I'm actually gonna. Nah, bad. The fight itself is pretty terrible because like the devs themselves like nerfed the fight to heck cause to made it impossible to do because I guess people kept complaining that it was too hard because I kept dying. But on the other side, it's just there's no challenge. And also, it's just like go to the right side, push the button. Go to the left side, push the buttons on both the left and right side in the middle. Have the great drop on him, and he just admits defeat. And I don't know. And the story, I guess it would have made sense for it to be like in a different game, and for it to be like an actual different champion. But just like an Emerald Gem, like, come on, dude. Did you even research the thing before the event? Did no one tell you that Ren was the team leader? Who knows? So, the Rampage Minion, as you saw in my video, what happened? Why? If people are wondering why I cut the video, is because when I first did it during the night, he just fell off the lighthouse into the water and never returned. So I had to restart the game and do a whole new cutscene, or not a whole new cutscene. I had to redo it in the daytime to like basically think, do the thing. Like this fight is not that good. I know. I said week 4 is the best, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have bad bosses. Pretty sure this is the last bad boss, by the way. Oh wait, no, never mind. I still think. I'm just stop right there. Uh, he's gonna be put in meh because I mean, you're still running around and actually using the fireballs and stuff to actually do damage to him, and the fact that he's part of the like how they incorporated him into the story. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I just feel meh about him. Okay, the boss zombie. I'm gonna put him in okay. Oops, I did it twice. Okay, that scared the crap out of me. Okay, so the boss zombie. I'm gonna put him in okay because he's a good challenge, and he's intimidating, and the music is great for the entire level. He has a gun, and I must speed this up because it's almost an hour. Jeezums cripes. Yeah, okay, so yeah. He's okay. Helicopter? Oh, it's lagging. Oh, we can barely see it. Okay, yeah, this is the best shot I could get of the helicopter. I'm gonna put him in bad. No, trash. I'm sorry, trash. I know. I said it's just the reason why I count it as a boss is because well, it's kind of like a unique sort of enemy that you have to take down from the sky. It doesn't attack you. It just roams around in a circle. And there's even a glitch where it's like it just even though we didn't defeat it, like it still went on to the next round. So we didn't even have to defeat it apparently. But since you have to beat the 2 chapters in the game to actually do it, we decided to count that as a boss, or I decided to count it as a boss. So yeah, Guesty. I love Gessie is my favorite Granny clone, and I loved what they did to the champions here, except for Faye's voice. Faye's voice was weird, but yeah, I love how they incorporated the story too. Like the intro cutscene was epic. I just wish they didn't. They could have used a different sort of thing, but I guess in order to save time, the things are actually they used the generic thing from the first chapter, but The puzzles were kind of generic, but they basically used a combination of different things. Like they used all the basic stuff as they could, you know. So I guess it is a test of skill for the entire game, you know. So, and also I like the music and the fact that I have a guesty bias. I'm putting it in my own opinion anyway, so I'll say it's good. Actually, not good. It's good. It's pretty good. They did a good job, especially with the cutscenes. Meep. As you saw in the freaking my video that I did of the all bosses for week 4, I got Trigger Conroyed during the cutscene. Like I got hit during the cutscene by the ghosts. But that's kind of the only bad thing of this boss, because it's like, you know, Fluffy. Like I like Fluffy from last year, and Meep. I love the name, and I love the concept too. Like a giant peep on a tank. That's pretty epic. But since I got Trigger Conroyed in the video, good. It's a good fight. It's challenging. It actually is pretty challenging too, even though it does get a little bit cheap hits. It actually challenges you if you're going alone, and also the fact that it's in a dungeon, and I don't know. It's pretty good. Beep is good. The fire monster. Most of the fight is you going up to it, and then if you have a fire breathing dragon, it's just dead. So at least it didn't last as long as the giant overgrown bunny from last year, putting you in bad because you don't barely do anything. We did all that work for no reason. At least you arrived early so that we didn't have to do more work. And I guess if it would put up more of a fight if you didn't have a fire breathing dragon, so I'm gonna move it up to meh. Also because it is a step up from the last year, so hey, at least it has that. So yeah, meh it is. All right, we're coming up to the end. The clown. I'm gonna put you in okay, because it's another survive thing against a powerful enemy. At least you could actually assassinate them, which I didn't find out until actually when I did the thing. Like that was a new experience for when I did the boss game. I also like I barely got like any footage of the actual clown like in the actual video, but the fact that he's sharpening the knife in the darkness, it's kind of scary. So yeah, you can fight back against him. And also, I noticed after I recorded the video that you can also do all of the things as a clown, just like you can do all the things as a thing. But it's like Bigfoot, where you can either do the chest as the boss or face off against the boss, so it's fine. So yeah. Alright. 1x, 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 1 as an egg. I was hoping he would actually also be the final boss, but nope. No, he is not. This boss, I'm actually going to put you in perfect, because The Day the Noob Took Over Roblox 2 is a nostalgia game for me. I love The Day the Noob Took Over Roblox. Even though I barely played the second game, I should probably finish the second game. I love the remaster of the first game, too. Even though the fish jumping part gave me nightmares as a little kitty wink, because I could never. It took me like an hour to finish that, but that game was fun. And also the chapter was actually pretty fun too. The story was perfect about egg drops, and the fact that they encased the freaking Roblox's most infamous hacker into an egg is good. They also reference a lot of eggs and the thing, and the fight is actually pretty challenging too. He keeps firing at you, and little mini games at the top there. You have the kid doing it back and forth, but they change it up. So and also the escape sequence is actually pretty good, pretty challenging too, and the ending cutscene is pretty good too. So yeah. Sparks Kilowatts Coapa. Okay, so the reason why it's Coapa instead of Sparks yourself because Frank is the Coapa. So difficulty is pretty high actually for Bloxymon, even though I barely understand the game and I don't really like it that much because it uses the BP mechanic from Pokemon Go, and I prefer level systems because BP is basically just luck, and it's very hard to actually do stuff. But I'll put you in okay because you actually put up a decent challenge, even with the super effective cute thing apparently. But yeah, I think it's okay. The evil pet boss. As I said in a comment, there's multiple varieties. I just got the bloom boss. There's like the blueberry boss, and there's like a lot of different versions of this. So that's why I put evil pet boss, because yours could be different from mine when I face it. So yeah, I put it there for vagueness. I mean, it doesn't really put up much of a fight, because it doesn't really, but, I'm not gonna put you in trash. I'm gonna put you in meh, mostly because, well, I mean, you don't really do anything, you know? So, yeah. And also because it's just like you fight the mini things, and then you spend like what, like a minute to wailing on the thing, where it just sends you like flying, slowly flying, floating towards the abyss or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. All right, Ronald, easily by far Ren's best boss. Best boss, hands down. The puzzles were good. The music was good. The fact that Ronald himself is pretty. Oh nope, moving that. Okay, there we go. Ronald himself was intimidating with his taunts, and I just like the feel of this one. Also, I love how the little side quest there is pretty good. I'm putting you in great. You're, Ren really has finally a great boss. Yeah, sorry Ren, but this is the only great boss that you ever have. Sucks to suck, man. But yeah, I like Ronald. I like Ronald. Also, I'm pretty sure like you had to be like any chapter and gather a meal and then survive against Ronald to like get the meal to him, to Ren, and so that's why it counts. But yeah, I really like this one. And then for the final boss of my final boss, wait, did I do the enemy? Wait, did I completely skip over the enemy? I completely skipped. Wait, hold on. What other bosses did I just skip? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. I'm going through it. I can't believe I skipped over the enemy. Oh my god, I can't believe I skipped over the enemy. Or did I? Wait, did I skip over the enemy? Yeah, I skipped over the enemy. How did I do that? Oh, I was too focused on ranting on the helicopter. Okay. Uh, did I already put? Okay. Okay. Let's do the enemy right now. Perfect. Obviously, perfect. RB battles. The one they put a lot of effort to it. I love the joke about how they almost called it an egg hunt, because I even watched the developers' video on them doing the thing, and how they said that they thought they were doing an egg hunt because, well, you know, they said egg hunt on the thing. So yeah, I love. I love the music was good. The fight itself was pretty challenging and actually felt like an actual legitimate boss fight from another game, like outside of Roblox. And it's just, the pieces are just there. Everything is there. The build up, the fight, the challenge, everything about that fight is perfect. And I agree that it could be the final boss of the event, the true final boss for the event. Yeah, I can't believe I skipped over it. Dear God, that's a sin. That's a sin. But now for the actual final boss I faced, the alien chicken. This fight does actually have a good thing. It doesn't have good music. The music itself is meh for the entire event, but the fact that you have to wait 15 minutes to fight it each time, thank God you don't have to kill it. You just have to do like 20% of damage to it. But yeah, and also I died very stupidly in my video. I could have survived a lot longer, but yeah. So and the fact that each of its attacks are a different egg from a different thing is perfecto. But for the final boss, I'm gonna put it's okay. Yeah, I know it's the first and final boss for the entire event for me is they're men, okay, but yeah, that's just how the egg hatches, I guess. But yeah, I guess just the fact that you have to wait 15 minutes, you don't even have to kill it. You just have to do like 20% of damage to it. It's just infuriating. Okay, I guess it's just like that. And that does it for ranking every single boss in Metaverse Champions. Is there 50? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I lost count, dang it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, there's 50 bosses. And yeah, overall, they were pretty good for the most part, but the other half are just meh, bad, or trash. That's just what you get for a game for like these kind of dev hunts. But yeah. Overall, I'd say this is a pretty good boss fight. Like middle of the road kind of quality. They both have quantity and somewhat quality, but eh, I don't know. I just wish more egg hunts would happen. Like, I really hope there's a fall hunt because I really love scavenger hunts. Like, the reason why I love the 2019, 2020, and even Metaverse Champions, even though they're really controversial and everyone hates them, is because I just love collecting things. Even though I really didn't like most of some of the things, like freaking Fart Attack was one of them. Why? Most of the games were grindy. Freaking Left for Survival, the Hunters. I gotta tell you, the Hunters. I swear, 3 or 3 times, I think three. I was at the bus, ready to survive, and a hunter would just come out of nowhere and just leap on me, and then the other member I was in would either go off somewhere or just like go AFK right there, right next to me. And it was like I had to like server hop so many times to actually just become a survivor. It was just it crashed Roblox for me. But that's like the most negative thing I can think of about the event. That's only like one thing I can think of. But yeah, overall, I really like Metaverse Champions. I really hope that Roblox actually makes an organized thing with enough quality and quantity and stuff. And I don't know. I hope the next they're gonna do this from now on, but I'm completely fine with that because it's hunting treasure, and I really like that concept. Like they can do so many creative stuff with the chest. I know people prefer egg hunts because of nostalgia, but like, come on, guys, they're basically the same thing. So yeah, I really like this event. So yeah, that does it for Roblox Champions, aka Egg Hunt 2021. The ranking all the bosses. So, yeah. See you guys then. Goodbye.